The first question for Daaji. The pandemic has led to many changes in the way we live, and the overriding emotion seems to be fear. Fear of going out, fear of meeting people, fear of living the way we used to live. In fact, it can almost be said that fear is now the pandemic. So how can one cope with this fear?
In Ramayana, Lord Rama conveys very fundamental thing. The biggest blessing if one can receive in life from God is the state of abhayam, fearlessness. Abhay, no fear at all. Again, this inspires us to look into abhay. Now, fear is always out of misunderstanding. Once I understand how to tackle a situation, then I will not have fear. For example, some fears are illusory fears. Right? Children often afraid of walking in the dark. It's an illusion. Having a fear of COVID virus is legitimate because it can take your life. It can disable you in many ways. If this fear was not there, imagine, it would spread even faster. To me, fear and courage, they're twin elements, right? Like restlessness and calmness. Right? There is extreme stress and there is extreme state of comfort. Okay. Now you ask a student, if he's too comfortable, will he study? So some level of stress is required. Some level of fear, I think, is also required. Imagine some politicians, thieves, murderers, rapists, they become fearless. What will become of the society? So, fear, if you look at it from one eye perspective, it is good. From another perspective, for self-evolution, that do I have to be afraid of God? Should I have the fear of God? Many people in South India especially, as you go further south, sir, I'm a God-fearing person, sir. Why? Are you afraid of your wife? If you're afraid of your wife or your husband, when will you ever have a relationship? So if you say, I'm afraid of God, and you praise this fear as a good quality, then you're done. You are not going to have moksha or liberation. You have to have that loving relationship. That's why Lord Krishna talks of bhakti. Bhakti means extreme, supreme love for God. Fear in Adhyatmic world has no space. It has no place at all to have fear in the heart. Most bhaktas, most devotees of God remain fearless. Even about their material needs, they don't worry much. Because they know, I work, it is going to happen. Farmer is confident that I sow my seeds at the right time. I work hard, I plow my field. I have done my homework. The results are in his hands. This confidence, this trust, this understanding removes the fear. Student, if he doesn't study, naturally he's going to have a fear. He understands that. So, fear is an outcome of our unpreparedness. Right? When I have done my homework and say, I have led a defensive lifestyle joyfully. Right? I have enjoyed this freedom that God has given with the limits. Like, you should not cross your Lakshman Rekha. It's a beautiful statement. Even in this movie, Good, Bad and Ugly, where Clint Eastwood acts, and one of his famous dialogue, man got to know his limits. Right? It's such a beautiful statement. Similarly, when Lakshman, before going out looking for his brother in the forest, he requests Sita, Mother Sita, please don't cross this line. That's why it's called Lakshman Rekha. Moment we cross this Lakshman Rekha, you will succumb to dangers. So, to lead a fear-free life, one has to establish certain protocols and establish limits around them. To what extent can I move on with freedom? Do I have freedom to behave the way I would like to? Do I have the freedom to deny that I will not vaccinate myself? Do I have the freedom to say, oh, I will not wear my masks, I am invincible? Okay, if you want to have it your way. See, there are many people who are against it, especially in the United States. Many priests and many politicians, including President Trump. His tone came down a bit after he got the COVID. Similarly, few priests died who were summoning to their, group, to their devotees that there is nothing like COVID. God is great. God will protect you, etc. Let's all assemble. That is wrong. See, until they themselves get it and they succumb to death after that. Even then, some people don't realize it because of ego. I have made up my mind that such things are not dangerous. What happens to this Florida governor? Same thing. He's telling that students should not wear masks in the school, and those who would wear and enforce such rules, the salaries will not be given to them. See, finances will be cut from those schools. So when it becomes political, that is more fearsome. Not the COVID.